For most of us, communication devices and technology services are an extension of our everyday lives. We've come to rely on the internet, our PDAs, and cell phones like a lifeline. Nevertheless, there are many places across America where people have yet to enjoy this technology. Places like those found in New Mexico. Just a few hours outside of the technology-driven city of Albuquerque, a vast horizon stretches across the thousands of people living without basic communication services.
There's a whole going sitting way over there. There's nothing. Not even a TV antenna. There's no electric. Yeah, they need something out there. They need some kind of communication.
Everett Baldwin is one of the 100,000 plus Navajo people who live in New Mexico's Navajo Nation. Here, progress has learned to be patient. People make do by doing without. And that includes phone and internet services. Estimates indicate that fewer than 40% of households have plain old telephone service. Then, a small rural carrier communications company with a vision to bring communication services to this area makes the right connections and begins to conquer New Mexico's digital divide.
It's been an experience. I'm kind of enjoying myself. Whereas before, I didn't know what was going on behind that hill over there or over across the Arizona state or up in Colorado.
Headquartered in Albuquerque, Sacred Wind Communications focuses on bringing basic telephone and internet services to the many thousands of unserved homes. New Mexico's population is sparse in contrast to the amount of miles it stretches. Plus, the per capita income is one of the lowest in the country. Then, there are the special circumstances when working with Navajo-governed lands.
Well, various telecommunications companies have attempted copper networks and fiber routes in northwestern New Mexico without much success, due mostly to the strenuous rights-of-way processes imposed by the Navajo Nation government, by other tribal governments, and by the Bureau of Indian Affairs.
As a rural carrier, Sacred Wind was able to receive loans and grants from the Rural Utility Service, an agency within the USDA charged with providing public utilities to rural areas in the United States. To implement their wireless plan, they would need an experienced network partner to design and deploy a new type of high-speed data and phone network for this harsh rural environment where traditional landlines aren't economically feasible.
We had spoken to a number of vendors and system integrators. Fujitsu impressed us the most with the dedication of its engineering and design team. We have a major challenge ahead of us, and we only could rely on a company that has the resources at a national level to support our operations.
As a leading provider of wireless and wireline networking solutions, Fujitsu was uniquely able to work with Sacred Wind. Together, Fujitsu and Sacred Wind solved critical business issues in bringing service to customers in the Navajo Nation.
Solving the rural broadband problem is something we've all been working on for some time. It's very difficult to provide broadband services to the dispersed population that we see in rural communities. Wireless is really the way to go. If it's well planned and deployed, current technology can provide excellent service at the kind of speeds and performance that we expect. Fujitsu's done a good job of bringing together the dispersed technologies and expertise required to deliver that kind of service.
A wireless broadband solution is an excellent choice in instances where it's challenging or too costly to deploy other types of infrastructure. Fujitsu offers a way to bring the latest broadband services to underserved markets. This wireless solution enables rural operators to supply high-demand broadband services with minimal infrastructure and deployment requirements. Transmission between cell towers and CPE units on individual residences proved to be the right combination in bringing lifeline communication services to citizens deprived of this commodity their entire lives.
We have shown that WiMAX is not only appropriate, but it is highly promising for our customer base. We had 70 customers in our trial They are all very pleased with the service and the high-speed internet that they're being provided. We have 6,000 other homes now that don't have telephone services whatsoever, and we are very excited about rolling out this WiMAX product to those 6,000 homes over the next several years.
The Navajo residents with communication services are taking advantage of the opportunities now within their reach.
We have customers telling us how much they enjoy now being part of the outside world.
When I was without these phone and the computer, it was kind of hard for me. When I want to get in touch with my kids, all I can do now is just open the computer and start writing, emailing them, and they'll respond right back within an hour.
We found about 15 to 20% of the households in our service territory engage in some form of cottage industry. We have several customers who have come to us asking us to help them design websites so that they could sell these wares online, and several of them have quite successfully.
Online resources are helping school-age children do better with their homework, and adults are accessing online educational courses and using the internet to find and apply for jobs. Music has always been Skylar Wolf's inspiration. Now, with access to the internet, he's discovering that the web can work as his promoter.
Right now, 90% of what I do as an entertainer and what the services for Sacred Wind has provided has made who I am without having to knock on people's doors and say, hey, I'm a musician. It's done that by 100 times that.
Sacred Wind's wireless initiative with Fujitsu will expand to service over 6,000 homes by 2011. In the meantime, Fujitsu is ready to assist Sacred Wind and other providers like them in supplying wireless service to other unserved, sparsely populated areas.
The success of Sacred Wind is a great example of solving a problem that exists across America. North America is largely rural, and providing broadband services to a dispersed population is problematic. This situation exists in multiple locations across North America, and we expect to be able to take the solution we provided to Sacred Wind and to duplicate it multiple times across our territory.